Hello guys and welcome to another track guide video, and today we got Suzuka in Group 3, and for this one I decided to go with this GTR. It seems to be like the best car for this layout and even this combo. Even in the race, in the qualifying, it doesn't matter where you put it, it's always one of the best cars out there. So without further ado, let's get going.
Make a difference.
Let's jump into the track guide video, and I always take the last chicane or the exit of the last chicane in third gear, just to skip that one gear and eventually don't get that much wheel spin, which is pretty crucial to get the straight line speed onto the straight. So here, this is the first braking point, and I kind of try to brake and turn, but make sure that you don't overturn the car. So this is basically braking and turning, but don't turn the wheel too much because it's going to cause understeer. And if you're having too much understeer, the car just goes, and then it's almost impossible to recover the car at that point. So here it's kind of the same, but just tap the brakes slightly before the curb every single time. I mean, it's always the same principle, just a little bit of braking before the curb and just a couple of downshifts that I'm always doing. So once again here, before the curb, tap the brakes, and even here. So this is kind of a bigger braking point, so I do hold on to the brakes of about second and a half, and then I let it go. You might even want to downshift in the second, but I think even downshifting will lose you a couple of kilometers per hour, and just that this decrease in speed is not that great. So here I would like to climb on the curb. If you cannot climb on the curb, make sure that you're in fourth gear. So do not go out of that corner in third. Make sure you're in fourth gear. So even here, you can always downshift into a lower gear, but I think from my point of view, my perspective, it's always better to hold on to that higher gear, pretty much for stability, because if you just go wide, then pretty much it's game over. But here, as soon as I get to that point when it goes out of my sight, I try to brake in the straight line and then downshift into second. I think it might be even better just to stay in third, but I always did this one just by staying in, just by kind of staying in third, downshifting in second, and yeah, getting back in third. Just as I'm doing this, kind of this corner, I'm always downshifting in the first and getting back into second gear, half of the throttle away, and then when you straighten up the car, you can start pushing. I mean, if you don't straighten up the car will basically start to slide, and it's very, very important that you straighten up the car before you accelerate. So here, there is a bit of a gap here on the right hand side of the track, and then just before it, get onto the brakes, and then third gear, and you're just getting that a little bit of that rotation in third. So I always stop at this point, because this is the point where you just get onto the brakes slightly and start the turn. I would say a bit before the end of the curb, not much, but just a bit, so you can get as best possible line out of this. So I always try getting in fourth gear out of that corner, but third seems to be the best one. And I think even this one, this is not a braking point, but it's just an upshift point. So if you stay in fifth, you will actually lose a bit of time. So it's sixth gear on the way out. It will get you a bit of stability and also some time. So here, I mean, it's pretty crucial that you get this point right. I know it's difficult, but right about at 125, it's your braking point. Make sure that you downshift all the way down into first gear, just to get a bit of that rotation in. And I think I lost a bit of time, but make sure that you utilize all of those curbs. So it's very, very important that you use all of those curbs and, pretty much get all of that speed onto the straight. And of course, stay to the right hand side of the track. It will get you about 10 and a half. Once again, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and it was, in my opinion, it was a pretty decent lap time. Just, it's the soft tire, it can always go a bit quicker, but it is what it is. So once again, I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next time, bye.
There we go, 55,167.